So I woke up this morning to a message from my woman. Uh, Now, I believe my woman has a superpower. I think her superpower is communication. And I think it's of no exaggeration to say that it's a superpower. And that's not a cheap shot to any of one I've dated in the past or dealt with in the past. But it is to say that this woman has a gift that I did not realize was necessary for me. And that is being able to talk to me in a way that no one else can. Being able to speak with me with a level of patience and understanding that is unrivaled. I mean, frankly, is unrivaled. And I say this to say that, besides bragging on how dope my woman is, I say that to say that it is critically important that you're with a partner who speaks your language of love, who identifies with you as you want to be identified with, and who represents you in the way in which you want to be represented. Oftentimes, you find that women in the black community, black women, say that when black men get successful, we leave black women and just date others. That's become much more prevalent now, being that white women having bodies with like black women, or like Latin women, Um, I mean, that's pretty much was like the only thing holding most black men back was like, well, they ain't got no bond, they ain't got no behinds, they ain't got no ass. Well, they do now. But anyhow, it's not so much that we're looking to gravitate to others, cultures, or other people, other ethnicities and nationalities. It's that we're looking for someone to identify with us. We're looking for someone who can speak to us in a way that uplifts us and also speaks into us. And I'm a big fan of this, speaking into someone, not just speaking at someone, not speaking through someone, not speaking past someone, but speaking into them. You have to say the words and speak the language and understand the vernacular so that you can cause effect into that person. Tell you what, you listen to it, you tell me.
Ezra, hey baby.
Hey.
I wrote something that I guess I felt like sharing.
By the way, baby, I hope it's okay if I share this. I'm gonna go ahead and ask for an apology versus permission because I think it's dope in the world to hear it. Just saying.
With you. I hope that's okay. I'm gonna do it this way.
Do it.
It's called The Dress at My Ankles.
I like it already. The dress at my ankles.
I feel most naked when I tell my man about all the ways and whys of how I truly love him. I am most vulnerable when he looks me in my eyes as I speak the truth, not ever really certain, or at least not able to prove whether it is our truth or mine alone. And to have sizable enough trust in a man that I may place my honest love in an open field is my greatest fear. It isn't the potentiality of unrequitedness. It is the compromise of my cover. It is the faith I must employ. It is the pause of suspended breath as I brace for an inevitable fall into the vast abyss of all the possibilities. None confirmed by more than the hope I have in my gut and heart, and the twinkle of his eyes as he listens intently, or the sign of unwavering intrigue that spans the furrow of his brow while I undress myself with my own tongue. And with each word, I find myself still struggling to maintain my grasp on the straps of the dress that fails me. Once, a concealing cloth cut from the walls of my security, all of which I built, brick by brick, man by man, with blood, sweat, tears, and rage, certainty, and lessons on fucking lessons for 30 years, only to discover in this very moment that this black man, is not a monolith, and that he too may love enough to hide or to conquer.
Yeah. Um, what she's saying, for those that didn't catch it the first time and want to rewind, before you rewind, what she's saying is that she built up walls around herself to protect herself. She thought the walls were impenetrable. She thought that uh, this is how she needed to navigate through life. And while she didn't admit to it, there was a sliver of hope that she was wrong. The sliver of hope was fed, watered, and flourished, and bloomed, and evolved when she met the right mate. But what I love is that she also recognized that the same thing happened to me. She learned that, she understood that men are not just stones, regardless of how well put together a package we are. We too are fallible. We are trying every fucking day to be better, especially someone like myself, in ways in which most of you can't even measure. You can't measure because you can't see it, you can't recognize it. The times when I'm trying to just be a better man of God, a better human being, a better father, more patient with my child's mother and the many challenges that presents, dealing with family members and friends. And she understands that there is a man that is as challenged and as damaged, and maybe even more so than herself. And in exposing herself, it allowed him to expose himself. And exposing myself allowed her to expose herself. And in that raw truth, we found the cancers. We found each other's cancers. And two became each other's cure. This is what the Bible means when it says equally yoked. Someone who can speak into you, not just at you, not through you, not past you, but into you, so that you can receive that message. You can receive the love, and you can receive the words and the blessing in which they are giving you, even if they don't know they're giving you a blessing. I challenge each and every one of you, especially people of color. I have to say, especially people of color, because I only know the life of a black man. I don't know what white people struggle through. I don't know what Native Americans struggle through. I can see it on the news. Doesn't mean I can personalize the experience. I can parallel it with my own, but I can't truly understand that pain, their pain. I can only understand mine. And it is to say, I say all that to say, be the best you that you can be. That's what God wants of you. And keep your heart, even if it's just a sliver of hope, keep it alive, keep it open for the right person to fill that keyhole. Think about it. To open a door, to open a massive door, if I had a 20-foot by 20-foot door, double doors, all I need is one key, one small key, or one small code, or one small trigger to open it, one handle. That's all it takes is a sliver of hope. And for the right person to have the key to open your heart, open your mind. I challenge each and every one of you to be the best person that you can be. And when you reach that point, then and only then, seek an equal opposite. Someone to challenge you, someone to expose your weaknesses, someone who you can expose your greatest strengths and your greatest insecurities. And you know what? Put all that shit on the line. Put it all on the line. Take time. Take time. Don't do this within a month or 2 months or 3 months. It took us time. But over a course of time, in qualifying your person, qualifying your significant other, expose yourself. Be naked. Women, put your dress at your ankles mentally. Men, whatever that equivalent is. The opposite equivalent sounds a little strange in my head, so I ain't gonna say it out loud, but you know what I'm talking about. Expose yourselves, brothers. Be strong, be smart, be blessed. Buddha.